One of the things I found as we are looking for resources and help to help our aging parents is that there actually are a lot of services out there, resources available, both nonprofit and paid people that you can hire as well. The challenge is that you don't even know what you're looking for.
Yeah, you don't know what's available, where,
what do I need?
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
it called?
So many questions out there, and you can't just Google it. It's just not that easy sometimes.
You have
know
to
what to Google.
Absolutely.
what the words to use, I guess you could say. And Rob Faubion of AGE from Central Texas joins us now to talk about some of the things that are going on. And AGE is so great helping people in Central Texas. And I know it's like that with other services around the country as well.
Yeah, that is correct. AGE of Central Texas is a homegrown local nonprofit organization for here in Central Texas. We were founded 35 years ago by some of the civic leaders in the community who were aging themselves and realized there wasn't a lot of resources, as you mentioned, to help both older adults and family caregivers to navigate their journey. And so they created AGE of Central Texas to help out with that. And over the years, we've grown and expanded where we're now serving the 4-county region. But as you mentioned, it's often very difficult for caregivers and older adults to find the resources that they need. Our industry has grown substantially, and a lot of times you don't know what questions to ask. You know what the problem is, but you're not sure what questions to ask to help solve them.
Right. So tell us a little bit about some of the services and resources that are available through AGE of Central Texas.
Most certainly. So we've got 6 major programs that serve both older adults and family caregivers over the 4-county region. Our goal is to help older adults to be able to continue to thrive as they age. And especially, we know as we age, we sometimes encounter cognitive issues such as dementia or other types of neurological issues. Our body starts slowing down. We start having physical issues, yet our need to have a purpose in life never stops. And so AGE helps older adults to find the resources that help them to continue to thrive and hopefully be able to stay in their homes as long as possible. That's one of our major goals, because everybody wants to be able to age in place. But sometimes it's not as easy as just saying, I want to stay in my home. So we have programs that assist with that, such as we give away free durable medical equipment to anybody who needs it, walkers, wheelchairs, shower transfer benches, items like that. For older adults who have a cognitive or a physical issue that makes it difficult for them to stay at home by themselves, we have our Thrive Social and Wellness Centers located here in Central Texas that provide day care for older adults so that they can have a fulfilling and vibrant day safely and then be able to return home in the evening. We have a navigation center that helps both older adults and caregivers to find the resources they need throughout the community. And for caregivers, we have a lot of resources, education, conferences, programs to help them to gain the knowledge and the expertise, the support, the shoulder to cry on when they need it, to help them in their journey as they're caring for their loved ones.
Because becoming a caregiver is just something that sort of happens. It's not something necessarily that you've trained or educated or learned about before you need to.
Yeah, that is so true. I was speaking to a group of elementary school students last week about aging and caregiving. And I was trying to think, how do I make this relevant for kids that are not even teens yet? And so I asked them, how many of you, when you get to high school, you're going to take driver's ed, you're going to learn to drive a car and get your driver's license? Well, all their hands go up. And I said, okay, now how many of you, when you get to be older, are going to have your parents move into your home and you're going to take care of them for the rest of their lives? You might have to quit your job to do it. How many of you are going to do that? And of course, none of their hands went up. I said, okay, here's the reality. For every person out there who's driving a car, that's how many people are helping care for somebody else. But the difference is you learn to drive a car, but nobody really teaches you how to be a caregiver. And that's why we exist.
Yeah. That's why we make so many mistakes along the way, I guess. Right?
Absolutely.
Which is fine. You know, that's one thing that caregivers have. We did a big study on caregiving a couple years ago, and one of the top things that floated to the top was caregivers terrified of making the wrong choice in their caregiving journey. And we always tell caregivers, there's not a right or a wrong decision. It's the one that you make with the information that you have at the time. And
Mhm.
you don't look back 2 years later and go, oh, I wish I had. No, you didn't have that information.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you make your best decisions and you keep going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We joked about Google at the very beginning of this interview, but seriously, we have people in this group from all over the country. So having something in Central Texas doesn't help them. But what do
Right.
we Google if we live in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, or anywhere in between? What do we Google to find out if we have something like AGE where we live?
Right. So there is an organization that is it's the federal pass-through money of the Older Americans Act, that it is your tax dollars that are funding organization called the Area Agency on Aging. So
Mhm.
every major city has one. Some cities have more than one, but the goal is that every square inch of the US is covered by at least one area agency on aging. And so you can search for Area Agency on Aging, your zip code, and it'll tell you which one serves you.
Mhm.
So they provide not only resources and information for all of the services that are available throughout the community, but they also provide services themselves, including caregiver education and resources. A lot of them have budget money where they can pay for certain things for caregivers, such as respite. If you need to take a break, or I need to go on vacation, but I don't know what I'm going to do with mom, great, they'll help you fund that. They can pay for things such as building ramps on the house as your aging needs change. And they can connect you with all the services that exist where you are.
Mhm.
And so they should be one of your first stops when you're looking online. You just search Area Agency on Aging, put in your zip code, and it'll tell you which one serves you. And of course, their services are absolutely free because you paid for them.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, good
Great.
to know. So that'll be a great help. And in Central Texas, there is a very exciting summit coming up. And what I think is great is that if you are in Central Texas, you can come in person. But if you are not in Central Texas, you could attend virtually. So tell us about the She Thrives Summit.
That is correct. So AGE is launching an inaugural summit this year called She Thrives. And it is geared primarily for women because we know that many times the caregiver in a family is a woman. Not always. For example, I am a caregiver for my parents. They still live independently, and I care for them. And I also care for my partner who has developed dementia, unfortunately, early in his life as well. But for the most part, traditionally, women are the ones who take on the caregiving journey. And it's to a disadvantage to them many times because they end up having to give up their careers to take care of their families. And that is not something that we want to see happen. And so we created the She Thrives Summit to help women, particularly in this journey. And for our first time, it's going to be on November the 9th. It will be in person and also be broadcast live on Zoom. So you can join us virtually from wherever you are.
Yeah.
And we're going to have 3 major sessions with some of the top experts in the area discussing the financial issues that come with caregiving so women can be prepared, the mental health issues. You know, COVID did a number on all of us, but for caregivers especially, it was very difficult. And so how do you deal with being a mom with kids and having your parents in the house all at the same time? You know, here we were with COVID. I've got the kids in the house homeschooling while I'm trying to work, and I've got mom with dementia in the same room.
Yeah.
It's a
You
lot.
know, a perfect storm. So how do you deal with that? So dealing with that issue. And then we have a panel of some amazing caregivers from all spectrums of the journey, those who had to quit their jobs to take care of their mom, have a young caregiver who became a caregiver very early in her life, a long distance caregiver that her mom is in India and she lives here, and how she's dealing with taking care of that. So tremendous amount of information, resources, experiences, knowledge that's going to be shared with this wonderful, wonderful summit. That this is our inaugural year, and then hopefully we're going to be able to repeat it every single year.
Does it last all day? And is there a schedule posted on the website?
So there is. It's a half day. It'll begin in the morning, and we will be done right around lunchtime.
Yeah.
And you can go to the website where you can find the full schedule, all the information, and of course, register for free. And it's very simple. It's AGE, AGE, shethrives.com.
Well, we will definitely post the link in the
description.
in the description as well too, so
Yeah.
we can let people know
Yeah,
about it.
and good to know, again, to emphasize that it is free. So
Yes.
any caregiver who's out there, and I think almost everyone who's watching this probably is a caregiver of some sort,
Mhm.
it gives you a chance to get some tips, some tricks, hear from some experts
Mhm.
about a variety of subjects to really help. And it
Mhm.
doesn't cost you a thing to get this valuable information, which is so
That's
great.
absolutely true.
Yes.
And then post of the event itself, Age of Central Texas throughout the year also offers many workshops, webinars, conferences that are both in person and broadcast live. We put the recordings onto our YouTube channel as well. So no matter where you are, we've got resources that can assist you. Plus our website is filled with videos, resources that you can access at any time.
All right, good to know. It's
Yeah.
just it like we said before, it's just so good to know what resources are available. So thanks so much for being with us and sharing with us today.
Yeah.
It's
thank
my
you.
pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're out there. We just have to know how to find them.
Yeah. You can't just Google it. Like,
Well,
how do I help my parents?
you can
You-
Google if you know what to.
But yeah,
Right,
but
yeah.
you can't just say, how do I help my parents? Not good enough. We need
Right.
to know
We need
exactly
some
what
more
to look
specifics.
for. And that helped a lot. And that summit's going to be helpful for so many people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We hope that if you have other questions or topics that you'd like us to cover, that you will let us know, and we will continue to share those with you.